Today on Tokyo Portfolio, we are here in Fukuoka, and I've been here quite a few times in the latest videos, don't ask me why, but today I have a special place for you. Now, Japan has always been a place that new is better, the newest is the best, but in the case of today's property, it's not actually that new. It's originally from 1990, but they have fully renovated. I mean, fully renovated it. The exterior, you can see a little bit of the age, but the second you step inside, that is not the case. So let's go see the inside. But before we do that, let's go see the area. I've taken you guys to Fukuoka a lot in my videos lately, so I'll keep this one quick. This property is in the Ropponmatsu neighborhood of Fukuoka. By both train and car, Ropponmatsu is still very close to the hustle of the central Tenjin neighborhood, but is itself a little oasis with trendy shops and cafes such as Biotop, a clothing and lifestyle store, and Fuglin, a famous coffee shop. It also has plenty of greenery in the nearby Ohori Park. Now, let's go back to the house. And now we are inside. First off, what I love about the entrance to this place are the doors right over here. So these are two full-size doors which you can open up completely, and it makes it a lot easier to get big pieces of furniture or maybe a piano or something like that into here. In Japan, it's pretty common to have to crane things into the second floor, so having a big entrance like this really helps. So this is a traditional Japanese style entrance, a genkan as they call it, where you have a sunken part over here, which is where you actually take off your shoes, and then the part over here which you step up to is the beginning of the, socks and no shoes part of the house, the slipper part, let's call it. Being that in Japan you do have to take off your shoes at the entrance, you gotta put them somewhere, so this place does have a very large shoe closet right next to the entrance. This is actually a walk-in shoe closet with plenty of storage. And this wasn't originally like this. They actually decided to build all this storage out. So if you wanted to change this in the future, maybe knock down some of these walls, you can do that. And you'll even have a nice little window right over there just to let a little bit of extra light into here. But let's go back into the entrance, which has another door on this side. And this door over here leads to something that is really rare to have in Tokyo and in Fukuoka where we are, but especially in this part of Fukuoka. So a lot of people around here use cars on a daily basis, but the problem is there's been so much development lately that basically all of the monthly parking garages are just being torn down and then turned into apartment buildings, right? So this place, though, gives you a 2-car garage, which is really rare. Now, when I say it's a 2-car garage, I'm not actually exaggerating at all. I mean, this is a proper 2-car garage. You could actually fit 2 G-classes in here if you wanted to, or the Japanese equivalent would be an Alphard, a big Toyota Alphard. You could fit 2 of those in here, no problem, and still have space to open and close the garage. Now, one of the nice things that they've done in this garage is add an EV charger over here. So this is a universal charger made by Panasonic, should fit most cars. If it doesn't fit your car, at least it's wired so you could change it into a charger that would be able to be used for your car. Now let's go back inside and see the rest of the first floor. And now we are in the master bedroom. It's a good size, to be honest. They have a queen-size bed over here, but you could easily put a king-size bed if you wanted to. But what I really like about this room is the expansive use of wood paneling, right? You have this ribbed wood paneling all over the place, the ceilings, the walls. Only place where you don't have wood is on the floors, but you do have this nice plush carpet, which is great. And then also they've built in this little seating area over here. It's pretty hard to find a master bedroom in Japan that doesn't only have a bed, right? That's the norm over here. But this one managed to fit a little lounge space in here, right? So love that. And also you have plenty of natural light coming in and a little bit of greenery out there too from the trees that they've planted. But they've managed to squeeze in a secret room over here. It's kind of hard to tell on video maybe, but this is where your walk-in closet is. So let's go see that. So coming into the closet, just wanted to tell you a little bit more about this house. The whole place is about 217 square meters, or about 2,300 square feet. And it's an interesting layout, mostly because this was originally a dentist office. It's pretty common in Japan to have a dentist's office or a doctor's office on the first floor, and then have the people actually living, the doctors or whatever, living on the second floor. And in the case of this room, this actually used to be the dark room for the X-rays. So this is where they would develop the X-ray film, which I find really cool. But they've managed to turn it into a nice, very spacious walk-in closet. And if you don't like where these walls are placed, they can be knocked out. That's not a problem. But that is it for the master suite. Let's go see the master bath. To get to the master bath, just leave the master bedroom, it's right next to you. Now, this being Japan, they like having the toilet separate from the rest of the bathroom. So here's where your toilet is. It has its own sink and very nice little round mirror as well. And to get to the actual bathroom, you just step right over here. And right away you can see that they've outfitted this place with a very nice dual vanity setup. This is kind of a single dual vanity, as I would call it, right? 2 sinks, but 1 bowl. And while you may think there's not that much storage down here, and that is kind of the case with this place, they have managed to hide some away behind all of these, say hi to the cameraman, mirrors right over here, right? So, nice thing about these medicine cabinets, by the way, is that they have plugs in some of them as well, so you can charge your toothbrush or your shaver or whatever while it's still being hidden away. Plus, they've also managed to put a bit more storage right over here, so this is good for things like, I don't know, linens, you know, towels, these kinds of things. Just put them all into here. Now, before we get into the bathroom, just want to show you right over here. You also have your laundry room here, right? So, in Japan, it's very common to have all of the wet things really close to each other, right? So the kitchen and the bathroom and the washing machine area kind of tend to be pretty close to each other. That is the case with this place too. So this is where you would put your washing machine, plugs in right over there, and then when you are done with your wash, you can either have it go through a tumble dry, or you could hang it all up here and then press a button right over here, which turns this guy on and turns the entire room into a dry room. Right, so kind of like in New England when they have the room downstairs to put your, you know, wet boots or whatever. This is that kind of room, so great for making things really dry really quickly. Now, let's go into the actual bathroom. Now, the second that you step in this room, you smell beautiful smells of wood, right? This whole place is covered in hinoki. This is a Japanese cedar, I believe. Don't sue me if I'm wrong about that, but the whole place just smells fantastic. And the second this all gets wet, when you start using the actual shower, it gets even better smelling, right? But first off, we'll go show you the bath, which is a very large one, right? Easily can fit 2 people in here, no problem. But yeah, this is a good sized bath, and you can have some candles on the side, you know, some reading material or anything like that. But this being Japan, before you get into your bath, of course, you shower first, right? So you have your handheld shower over here and a proper rain shower up here as well. But you may see at the corner of the frame that there's another room right next to me. So let's go see what that is. Yes, that is right. You have a pretty large sauna in here, actually. So this could fit 3 people, maybe 4 if you really wanted to squeeze them all in here. And it's one of the proper ones that has the stones over there that you can put the scented water on. So that's always nice. And then when you're done with this, you could always go take a bath, maybe fill it up with some nice cold water, make it a cold plunge, up to you. But that is it. You have your sauna down here. And that is it for the first floor. So let's go see the second. Coming up the stairway, which I love because it is also covered by this wood paneling, you get to the floor where, well, the second floor, which has all of the living, dining, and kitchen space, plus 2 guest beds. Before we get to the 2 guest beds, though, let me just show you this area right over here. So this is your, let's call it guest toilet. You have your proper toilet over here, and then your sink over here so they can wash off after. But let's go see the 2 guest beds. So this is the first of the 2 guest beds, right? And you can see it's a nice size. It's a very square room, so you're even having a little space over here to put a credenza or something like that over here. And yeah, you have your bed on the other side. Very nice, very bright, very quiet. It's a very quiet neighborhood. And you have a balcony over there that connects to the bedroom next door as well. The one thing you may notice that this doesn't have in it, though, is a closet. Yes, but they have actually figured out a way to deal with that, which is right behind this door. Behind this door is actually your shared closet, let's call it, right? So you have a bedroom over here, they both use this closet, and it also becomes more or less a hallway to get through here if you wanted to from the other side. Now let's go see this bedroom over here. This is the smallest one in the entire house, but it'd be perfect for a little home office or maybe a kid's room or something like that. One thing I didn't mention about this house before is that all of the windows have also been redone, which means that they're all nice thick dual pane glass windows now, right? So that helps with heat insulation, sound insulation, and just overall makes the place feel a bit more solid, right? Which is really nice. But I do like this room. It's cute. And it also takes you directly into, well, living room, dining room, kitchen. So let's finally see that. Now, to get to the living, dining, kitchen, as I was saying, you can just go through that way. You can also go up the stairs that we were going up before, but 2 entrances, that's nice, right? Now, right away, you see that they've fit a very nicely done dining room table in here. Unfortunately, the furniture does not come with this place, by the way, but it looks great, so it gives you an idea of what you can do in here, right? So right away, they have a 7-seater, which you can extend into a 9-seater, or 10 if you were to make it a bit more in the middle, but I think this is a good amount of people to have over here. And next to the dining area is your kitchen. So this being a Japanese kitchen, you don't actually have a built-in fridge. That's kind of the case for most places over here. So you would just buy any kind of nice fridge that you like and install it in there. If you wanted to have a built-in fridge by, you know, a German company or something, they can make it so that it will fit in here as well. So that's great. But coming over here to the kitchen island, first off, very large sink. Pretty standard in Japan to have a big sink. And they even have these little guys over here that you can put into the sink just to make it a bit easier to dry your dishes off after you've cooked for your friends and family and all that. And right over here to the right side, you have a 3-burner gas stove. Very nice to have. You don't actually have a fish grill in here, which is pretty uncommon in Japan. They usually have a fish grill in there. And there is no oven either, but there's plenty of space in here if you would like to install one. Coming back over here to the wet side of the kitchen, you also have your full-size dishwasher, this one being made by Bosch. But one thing I really like about this kitchen is right behind these doors. So just imagine you're a little bit vertically challenged and you need to reach something pretty high up. So they've made it so that you can just pull this guy down and you can get up to where the highest shelf would be with no problem. And then you can just put it right back up there. It goes very smooth, very quiet, and very safe. And also that's safe for earthquakes too, which is great. And right next to this extra little storage over here, you have this area over here, which doesn't look too remarkable, just has some plugs so you can put a rice cooker, microwave, anything that needs electricity. But the nice thing about this is when you're using them, you can just hide this away so that you have easy access. This could be a good bar, actually. I should have thought of that earlier. But yes, that is it for the kitchen and dining room. So finally, let's go see the living room. Yes, so to get to the living room, we just come right out of the dining room and you're here. Now look at this place. They've managed to make it not seem like a Japanese house. And what I mean by that is normally you would have holes all over the ceiling, you know, just like different kinds of lights and panels that can be taken out and all that. They've made it very minimalist in here though. They've kept these center lights here and they've also put this indirect lighting all around while keeping it more or less with the same kind of design language that we just saw in the downstairs master bedroom. And that also includes these couches right over here that are all around this room. So this is a party pad if I have seen any in my life, right? So you can sit right over here, enjoy talking with your friends, having a drink or something, maybe even watch a movie on the huge TV, which, by the way, does actually come with this place right behind them. Now, one other thing about this house which I really like, which differentiates it from other Japanese houses, is how, not just how the ceiling itself is not busy, but same thing with the walls. If you notice, there are no ACs in any of the walls here. It's pretty common to have the heat compressor kind of thing on the walls here. So they've actually managed to put central heating and AC all over the place in a very low profile way. In fact, it's pretty hard to find where the actual vents are, but you can see them right over here if you look under where I'm sitting right here, and also on the wall behind where you are right now. There's these vents all over the place, and to be honest, it keeps it very cold in the summer and very warm during the winter. So I love that. And even enjoy a little bit of the ambiance a little more with this ethanol fireplace that is right next to it. Now from this angle, you can also see right behind me, you have this really nice balcony out there. So it's great on nice, cool summer nights or something, or probably warm summer nights. You can have a nice drink outside on your little private dining table with your friends and all that. Or you can sit right in front of it like I'm about to do and just relax with the sunlight coming in, and yeah, just feels great in here. Smells nice too. Now, this place, just to give you the numbers again, is 217 square meters, or about 2,300 square feet. And it is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and it is in the heart of Fukuoka, which these days is becoming one of Japan's most popular places to buy and live in. Now, you can have this place for 348 million yen, which in today's dollars comes out to just about 2.2 million USD. Quick update, guys. The seller recently took this down to 298 million yen, which comes out to $1.9 million. What a steal. And while that may seem like a lot in Fukuoka, and that was a lot about 5 years ago, these days it's getting pretty expensive over here. In fact, if you remember from a couple of videos ago, I actually showed 2 places that were around $8 million each around here. So this is not that bad, to be honest. If you want to learn more about this property, look in the link in the description below. And of course, you can follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. Make sure to go to tokyoportfolio.com and see other listings like this in Tokyo, and maybe even Fukuoka in the future. I don't know. And please, for the life of you guys, make sure to subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more in the future. Until next time, thanks for watching.